don't want to see Donald Trump retake the White House. I know you don't want a nationwide ban on
All right, all right. What's going on, guys? What's going on? It is time for our Tuesday art stream. Sorry I'm a little late today, but you know, the life of a full time dad, you never know when there's going to be a surprise that you have to take care of. And you know what? I think I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play my brother's music this morning. I'm gonna make up some songs of my own one of these here days. But there we go. Is it repeat? All right, all right. So let me see. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Today we're going to be talking about improving caricature likeness. I know I've been getting a lot of requests for a video like this. So I'm going to kind of kill two birds with one stone with that. So we're going to talk a little bit about at first pretty much what a caricature is, and a little language that I've come up with that I want to share just a few of them with you guys, and then from there we can go into improving the speed. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I always like to warm up before I start. As always, guys, if you are benefiting or you feel as if you have benefited or from the stream today in some shape, form, or fashion, tips are appreciated, right? That means that, you know, hit that those star buttons. If you guys are on Facebook, you know how those stars work. Also, you can tip through Cash App, which you can see the information here, $Browser World at Cash App for both of you guys. Hey, Jermaine, how are you today, man? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, man, I'm a little late today, but, you know, better late than never, right? Man, it just seemed like the more that I develop myself spiritually, the less I get like I don't know, anxious about like time. You know what I mean? Or what, you know, I'm always asking myself this question. You know, if I want something, I'll say, well, what would happen if you couldn't have that? What would happen? And I'll ask it, and I'll think of my life if I couldn't have what it is that I want so bad, or if I'm in a rush to go do. And then normally the answer is absolutely nothing. It's not going to change my life one bit if I have this or I don't. And so then it just makes it, you know what I mean? Hey, you're at work. Okay, man. Jermaine, don't get fired on your day off, man. Not messing with you. All right, so let me see here. I'm gonna start with my little language here. I think I'm gonna start for this. I'm gonna use a. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. So I'm gonna start with just a few of my letters here that I like to use. This one's gonna be the language of love, right? Okay. And then how do we use that? We're gonna just make up a few caricatures using that. So pretty much what I'm gonna do to as my brief sketch is I'm gonna draw a little box here like this. Okay. And then once I draw that box, I'll put my L's in this box, my O in this box. My V will connect to the center line, somewhere along that line, and then my E will go down here, and my E shape would look like the mouth, and then I'll just add a little line on the side of it here, so it'll look, and then add a little face shape on it. So I'm gonna do these a couple of times here, and you're welcome to do these with me. I'm just having a little fun right now, but this fun will make sense later on, right? When you once you start doing it. So let's go ahead and do it again. Let's go ahead and make our little square. Okay. And then we're going to do some more love, but we're going to do it a little differently here this time. Let me see. Maybe I'll put my L here a little bit closer to the line. Maybe I'll make this one up here like that. And then maybe I'll use my O's. Maybe I'll make my O's very small here. Okay. And then maybe I'll make my V very big. and then I'll make my E, but I won't make I'll make the E maybe going this way this time. And then I just put like a little jawline, maybe a butt chin or something, right? Just add some little ears to my shape. Okay. And then we'll add some hair here. I don't know. Maybe we'll just give him like a big afro shape there, right? Okay. So that's another little caricature right there I came up with, right? I'm glad you I'm glad you like that, Jermaine, right? All right. I hope I'm not writing too small for you guys on Facebook. I'm trying to. Actually, I could probably zoom in a little bit here. And then I'll just move my camera this way so you can see a little bit better. And then I'll just do this here. We'll move this over so it'll be kind of like center screen. So I'll do a little screen gymnastics for you guys, okay? All right, so let me see here. We're gonna do it again here. So let's go. Let's see if we can do it with a different set of letters, right? So we did love for this one here. For this one here, I'm gonna do live. So I'm gonna go L-I-V-E. Okay, which you can guess is pretty much the same idea, except live is like, you know, you have your L's and then you have your eyes that do like this. I don't know if you ever seen somebody look like their eyes or they close when they smile, but that would be something like this. And then there's V here. And then we can go with a large E shape, right? To get the language of what our face is doing, right? So this might be a big cheesy smile here, right? And let me see. Just add some ears to it, right? And then we'll add some hair to our shape here. Let's say this person has a little bitty forehead, so I'll add a little forehead shape here, right? A little bit more to the forehead, right? Because the forehead is anything basically up here. All of this right here is a forehead. And then we can add, I don't know, what kind of hairdo can we put here? We can give him a crew cut. Like Bob's Burgers, right? Something like that. Okay. So that one came out pretty cool, right? All right, let me see there. Hey, how you doing today, innocent boy? How are you? I'm Mr. Rouser. I'm your caricature host today. Right now we're in the warm-up stage, so we're just kind of practicing some random drawings, okay? So I just want you to draw along with me, and feel free to use my technique if you like. This is going to make sense to you later on as I go through the stream, right? Okay. Oh, man, awesome, Jermaine, awesome. Get out, man. Are you serious? Wow. Awesome. I've had some. I had a gentleman. His name is Artistic Blood Flow. He's a pretty cool artist, man. I haven't. We're setting up the meet and greet. We had to send him an email, but we just got through doing the his caricature and everything. And he loves to draw. I saw his little back drop in his office. I was like, man, he draws a lot. So, but anyway. Let me see. If you're here, Artistic Blood Flow, special shout out to you. Thank you for becoming a top tier Patreon as well. Let me see here. So we got L, and then we're going to go I. So maybe we can make the I go this way. Maybe we can make the I go like that. And then we can make the V go like this. And then we can make the E go like let's do a little E. So I don't know if you're starting to get this, but this E shape is basically when you got a lot of cheesy. I'm gonna spell cheesy with cheesy. You got a little cheesiness in your smile. That would be when this would be what you would use. Okay, so you can see here how I'm using this box, and this is pretty much the formula that I use when I'm drawing caricatures live. This way, I don't waste a whole great deal of time because I have a system. I know what goes here, 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 and here, and then I think about like let me show you how I think about it. Let's say I'm drawing this box, right? Well, I know everything above this line or above I'm allowed to put, or even below it, depending on how I'm feeling that day. Like if, for instance, if somebody's pretty pissed off, right, and I wanted to use the L shape like for live, right? All right, well, check it out. So I might go like this, right? I'm trying to, let me scoot over just a little bit so you guys can see. Okay, I might go like this, right? And this would be my L's, but they kind of go behind. You get what I'm saying? So I'm using this as a, maybe as a ground zero is what you call for my eyebrows. So let's say if they're angry, and then they got their eyes going with so there's L-I, right? And let's just say I'm looking at the distance between the eyebrows and the nose. So I might go V. Now when I go V here, instead of, see how this V right here is very pointy like that? Well, I could always take that V and make it a little bit rounder and go more toward a U shape, which I'll show you that in a minute. So, and then I can go with another E here. Okay. All right. And then if I want to give my guy a mustache, right? Watch this. Or a beard, right? So we'll do like this. Watch my beard shape. You see how I'm using that shape to help me to build my caricature, right? And if I want to add a different haircut onto it, let's say I want to add let's say I want to give him a edge up here. I'm gonna form his forehead shape, right? And then let's say I do, let's say I add let's say I add a hat over here. Maybe I'll do like this here. All right, then I just make it go up like that, right? And then I can make it go down like this. You know what I'm saying? And whatever, I can make whatever kind of character I want. Okay? So this is love and live, right? But we do also have another one which is pretty cool. Okay? Let me see. Hey man, you know, things had to come together. You know, I think everything, Jermaine, is in its due time. You know what I mean? You don't have to, everything needs to be in due time. You know, it had to be. Yeah. All right, so let's go here to this one, and then this one is I'm going to use. Let's go with something a little bit different. Let's go with this. So this is not actually a word, but remember what I'm showing you here is pretty much a language that I like to use for my drawings. So let's go over to this one, and we're going to use this letters. We're going to use these letters here. So watch this. It's going to be L, right? We're going to use a D. Right, this is we'll just call this we'll call it an A, right? Or we'll just call it a U. We'll call it an upside down U. Think of this kind of like hieroglyphics, if you will. Okay, once you understand my hieroglyphics, then you can use these to draw different types of faces. Okay, so we got L, D, then we got U, and then we got an M shape here, right? This is an M, right? But the M has little C's underneath here, okay? So we got L, D, U, M. So we have this shape over here, right? Well, what are we doing again? Let's say we got a person that's going L, right? Now look at the eye shape here. Eye shape here is a D, but look how the D is facing downward like this, right? And then the U shape is going somewhere around here, right? Okay. Or it could be going up or down, but I just made it, let's make it go up like the one in the drawing, but you can go down or up with it. But let's say I went like this, a U, right? And I'm going to put this little M inside of that U, right? And then I'm going to go with this shape here, right? So let's just say I wanted to make a person with that expression. I already have that expression. So this could be literally anybody. We could do like this, and then we could say, let me see. Then we can just add our jawline, and then we'll add the ear shape, right? And then we can add our hair up here. You see how we made that cartoon real quick? Pretty easy, right? Okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, we only got. All right. So, So Jermaine, I was gonna I want to let you see the little fella. I forgot to let you see how big he's gotten. So you can say hi, say hello, huh? Say hello, Jermaine. Hello. He said he can't. I can't right now, right? See, I can't talk yet. Now he can't talk, but he certainly can grab things. So that's why I got to keep his hands back here, because he got. You see how long is? How old are you?
8 months.
You 8 months? He's 8 months old now, so he's getting. All right, man. I'm just saying, man. I was just trying to get you to say hello to everybody on the screen, man. Huh? Dance. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. You trying to dance to the music, man? Huh? There we go. All right, buddy. Yeah, man, he's getting. Did you see him dancing to the music just now? All right, so that's another. So let's write down the ones we've done so far. We did love, right? And then we got live. And then we did L, D, U. Upside down U. With an M inside of it. And then an M over here with 2 little C's there. So these are what each one of the letters means something. And when I do these letters, they just mean in this order. You have your brow shape, right? Then you have your eye shape, then your nose shape, and then whatever shape your mouth takes, okay? And I have some for just about every feature, even when you're drawing bodies or hands. I've reduced them down to an alphabet so that you can easily understand them. So let's go ahead and do a couple more. So let me see here. I got that one. And then let's see which one would be I'll tell you one that'll be real interesting. Okay. What if we go, let's turn this over here. And then we go like this. We got one that's I, the letter I, right? Okay. And then we got D. We got the 3 D's, right? You're like, what is that? Okay, don't worry about it. Okay. All right. And then we got we have a U with the M in the middle. And then we have the shape like this, okay? Okay. And you can interchange these, of course, with any other letters. So if you're within this letter group and you decide that you would want to you want to change, put this O inside of here or put this I up here, as long as it stays in the same category, you can use either one that you want to, okay? All right, so here we go. So we're going to have our shape here. Okay. Now we got our eyebrows. So these are not L's. These are more like an I shape right here. Okay. And then we have the 3 D's. So we have a D in the middle. We have a D on the outside and a D on the other side. So that would be how you make glasses. Right? And different glasses have different shapes, and I have some for different ones, but these are pretty popular glasses, a pretty popular glass shape. So this would be my glasses, right? And then you have your U shape, right? With your M. And then let's say you got your mouth shape. Okay? So here you have that. Now we can add a mustache, and we can create any type of character that we want. Okay? So we can also change relationships of these particular shapes, these particular ideas. Okay, so let's say we go over here. Okay. So let's change the relationship. Let's make the eyes out here, right? And we still can have our D here, and we can make our D very small. Right? We can make our U shape very big and put our M shape in here like this, right? And then we can also tilt this shape here so that it looks like that, right? You can add a little mustache right there. And you can see now we have 2 different looking characters, because this one has a little smaller nose. He has smaller glasses, whatever have you, right? Different nose shape. And let's just say I want to give him a let me see, I want to give him a different jawline. So let's give him more of a chiseled jawline. Okay. So you can see here we use the same idea, but we just want to be sure that we understand the language, because once we understand the language, then we can do different things with it. Okay? Yeah. Okay. All right. So that was another way to use it. Let's see, what other way could we manipulate this? What if we went here? Okay. Once again, we're still using this same hieroglyphic here, okay? Or same language. All right, so let's say we want to make our eye like this, because he has big bushy eyes. So now I made the eyes bushy, and then I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna put my glasses here. I'm gonna make my glasses really little, like this, with the 3 D's. Okay, I'm gonna make my nose shape really little, and let's say I want to make this really oh, I messed up here. Let's say I want to make this really big. Okay, so you can see, and then I want to give him a little mustache here. So let's just say with this guy, he has no chin. His face just kind of disappears off into his shirt collar like this. Okay. Once again, you can see I'm always connecting my shape back to my brow line, and then I'm creating another shape up top over here. So I can make, like I said, all different types, and you need your likeness is all going to be tied to these relationships. It's not necessary. It is tied to this as well. Okay, what shapes you use, but more so if you know these and you put them in the wrong relationship. See how I used the same thing and created different people. So that's something that you can't really be taught. You have to be able to observe relationships. And but I think that having the alphabet or having something to go from when you first start is going to definitely alleviate a lot of the problems that you're going to have while you're out drawing your caricatures. Okay. So now that that's been said, all right, I'm going to go to some pictures, right? And we're going to demonstrate. I have a lot more language to show you if you want to learn more about this caricature language. I do teach classes, so you can take one-on-one classes with me at rouserworld.com. Just go to our website or just message me on, if you're on Facebook, message me and let me know that you want to take a class, and we'll send you the link to our website where you can book, because we have like a calendar with different scheduled days that you can take classes on. And so we can go over this a little bit more with you. Let me see. And other than that, if you want to tips are awesome. So if you feel like you're benefiting from the stream today and you want to show some love, this is what I do full time. I gotta feed that big guy in there, right? So and also it helps to grow our ministry. Rouser World is not just me drawing art; it's also a ministry that me and my wife created. I believe art is just the glue that kind of opens the doorway for me to be able to help people in other ways. So that's kind of how I look at art. That's why I kind of put a lot of my heart into it. It's not about me becoming like this. I don't want to be like Picasso or whatever. Some famous. That's not my thing. My thing is people. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate if you do tip. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to get some pictures out here. For that, I'm going to have to break out my little iPad, okay? And then we'll go from there. So let me see what we got here. I got my iPad, and we're gonna see if we can't. We're gonna back up just a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to take this up some. Oop. Okay, and then we're going to find some pictures, and we're just going to use some ones that I have already kind of saved here. I've been practicing my airbrush last night. Actually, let me save that picture. I didn't even save that download. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, let me see. Let's go here, and we'll go to here. Okay. So I have some pictures here that I had already used, and since we're kind of comfortable with those, I'll go ahead and I'll start with these. Okay. So we got our paper over here, right? We got our. Let's move this over just a little bit to be sure you guys are in screen, and I'm gonna move this out just a little bit, guys, so you can make sure that you can see pretty good on Facebook. If you want to see a bigger, a more on top of the paper screen shot, guys, on Facebook, you can also go to YouTube. I'm streaming on YouTube right now as well. And as soon as I figure out how to do the multi-stream platform thing, which my wife's already going to set that up for me, then we'll just be streaming it all from one thing, so everybody will get to see the same thing at the same time. But until then, we just got to do it the ghetto way, right? Hey, Tammy, how are you today? What's going on with you? How are you? All right, so now how does this work here, okay? Well, okay, very simple. When you take a face, right, what you're going to do is we're going to find out first what the language is of the face, and then we're going to translate that language into a drawing, okay? So how do we find out what the language is of the face is, all right? So we'll go here, and we're saying, you want to get that likeness down, okay? So let's go here, and I'm going to show you a little trick. Y'all stay tuned. Hold on a second. Okay. So I'm going to go here. All right. Now watch this. I'm going to blow it up a little bit. All right. Now watch the language of the face. Okay. Now she has definitely I. So we're going to go I, because you can see how she has very non-archy eyebrows. So we're going to use the letter I for the eyebrows. Okay. Now, once I get here I'm going to use, these are very squinchy eyebrows. I'm not going to let all this other stuff up here fool me, okay? I'm going to go with a D shape here, okay? I'm going to go with very little D shapes, okay? Now, when I get to her nose, right? Well, what is the basic shape of this nose, okay? Well, you find that by looking at the outside of the nose shape, right? Okay, because this is in a 3/4 view, but when you're drawing it forward view, we'll do one from there too. All right, but basically you can see that her nose is very rounded. Okay, so all I want to do here is I really want to get something like a J shape here. Okay, that's all I need is a J, a hook that will kind of encompass that nose shape. Remember, I'm getting the shapes, and then I'm also concerned about relationships between these features. Okay, then once I get here, you can see that her mouth, it looks like an eye as well. Okay, and the eye has the ends on the eye, but they're kind of tilted. Okay, do you see those relationships right there? Okay, now what I can go over here and do is I can say, all right, let's say I'm drawing her. I get my box here. Okay. Okay. And I'm only using this box so that you can have something to help you with your relationships, but you don't really need it. If you can just put it on the paper and go with it, then by all means do it that way. All right. Now, if you look at this is her brow line. Okay. And any two times you don't see a lot of space between the eye and the brow, that means that the eyebrows are close to the brow line. That's a relationship thing that you have to observe. Okay. So here, this is what we'll do. Watch. We got the eye going straight across here. And then we got the eye going straight across here. Now we have a D shape that's also very close to the brow line. And they're very little. So if I'm just drawing this face real basically, I'm going to go with these two D shapes here. Okay. Now I'm going to drop down from the eyebrows and go to a J shape on that center axis. So all I'm going to do is do this right here. Remember, we're just reducing the face to the lowest terms. And then we're going to go here and we're going to add the eye for the mouth shape. Okay. Now, once we do that, we can add things in. Now, you look at this little angle over the top of the eye right here. You can see this little angle. Now we can add that little line like this and like this and add her eyes in there and some eyelashes. You see? Because I got the relationships correct, it's going to come out looking like her. Okay. Let me see. Then we have her, let's see here. We have her, okay, we have her lip shape, which is basically just going to be two little shapes like so. And then if we back out a little bit, we can go ahead and we can just draw her jawline. All right. So if you look at her jawline, you'll see here she has a very shape like that. And then we'll go up here and we'll look at her hair coming close to that brow line like this, right? And we just want to keep this real simple. Okay. If you can get these relationships correct, we'll go ahead and put a little neck, right? You don't have to be exact. And then look at the whole hair shape once we get there. What I do is I look at the hair. Let's go ahead and get me a thicker pen here. I'm going to look at the hair as one overall idea. Okay. I don't look at hair like pieces. I look at it. So if I draw something that looks like that, watch. Right? It's going to look like her. I could have went a little bit higher up here but I was trying to avoid the guys I had already drew, but you want to go somewhere up here, somewhere out here, right? And this would be like a cartoon of her. Then you can put like your little lines or whatever. But you can see that we're able to capture the likeness of her very easily once we understand those. Now let's go ahead, based off of what we learned about her face, right? What did we say we had? We have a eye. Wait, let's go over here. We have eye. Okay. We have D for the eyes. And then we have a J for the nose. Right? And then we have an I for the mouth. Okay. All right. So once we understand that, watch what we can do. I. Small D next to her eyebrow. J We understand that. I can do like this now, and I can still create a cartoon of her in any way that I want to now because I understand the relationships. Watch. Okay. Actually, that D is supposed to go the other way. My bad. It's supposed to go this way. There we go. Okay. Okay. You see, so and the caricature will take different forms when you draw it different ways. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, you can have a different style of the cartoon that you want. You know what I mean? Okay. I can do it that way. I can do, watch this. Let's remember we got IDJI. Okay. So let's put those up here again. IDJI. Okay. Let's do this. I D J I. Right? That's one relationship I could use. I can make her mad. I can go D. Go back to a regular relationship. J. I can bend my eye shape. I. Okay. All of these are going to be different variations of her. I can do so many. It's like not one way to draw a picture. You get what I mean? But this is how you improve your likeness. You first get the language, the letters, the symbols. You can make up your own symbols very simply, just the way that I did them. If you want to use mine, that's cool too. And then you, once you understand those, now all you have to do is arrange them in the way that you want. Do you want do you want a big D? Do you want a little J? Do you want an I down here? Well, no, because think about it like this. Now those relationships are not the same as hers. They might be the same letters, but because I didn't follow the relationships that this is little, these are little, you get what I'm saying, and how they're drawn, right? I can't get to this caricature from here. The caricature won't make sense. You see? Oh, I don't know. It might still make sense. It might look weird, but I think I still could pull it off. I mean, which is kind of crazy because it still kind of resembles her. You know what I'm saying? So you get what I'm saying? So really, if you understand this, once you have these, the sky's the limit for what you could do. Okay? So let's save that, and we'll just keep the current resolution. Okay, and then we'll go to another one. So let's go to somebody that's kind of like this guy. We did this guy before, but it doesn't matter. We're just trying to understand his language stuff. Okay, so if we look here, we'll say, okay, we're looking for, well, what is the language of his face? Okay, all right, and you can make a language out of anything you want to make it out of. So you can go here and say, let me see, let's go here. And we can do this right here. So we'll go I. Now here, what we have is what we could do with this one is we can use, you know what we can use? Instead of a letter here, we're going to use right triangles. Okay. So I'm just going to color them in so you'll see what a right triangle looks like. Right? It looks like a, does that make sense to you? Hold on, let me see. Okay, wait. Hold on. Okay, wait. Okay. So we got I. Then we got right triangle. We can change the colors of them. One smaller than the other, right? Now, what do we have here? The letter for this type of nose right here is going to be an M or a 3. You can look at it like a 3 like this, right? So you're going to have a 3 with an arc over the top. Okay? A 3 with an arc over the top. So when you see that nose, when you see a nose like this, you already know what I can do. Now this shape right here is going to be just like, this is going to be the symbol for this shape. This is going to be a D shape, okay? Okay? So we have I, we have right triangle, we have an M with an arc over it, and then we have a small D shape with some lips on it, okay? So once we understand those, all right, now we can come back and we can start drawing a picture of him, okay? Let me see. Jermaine, are you on TikTok? Oh, you on TikTok now? Jermaine, do you still have your own, you still have your channel? Are you still doing character? I saw you were doing them for a minute, but then I hadn't seen you post anything in a minute. So let me see here. All right, so we got let's go ahead and do this here. Here we go, watch. So watch. I, right triangle, smaller, right triangle, M, D with some lips on it. So now watch, all I gotta do now is surround it with the features. Okay. This hairline is an M. Okay. And then we look for the overall shape of the hair. Watch. Okay. I always think of my shapes in geometry first. Okay. So now we can see here, we got a really easy little cartoon of this guy, right? Using those simple shapes, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. I hadn't seen you post anything in a minute because I know at one time I used to see your video. I used to see your videos quite often, and then I was like, I didn't know whether you were okay. So do you see that? Now let's go ahead and play with the relationship with this guy here, okay? So let's do this. Let's take these relationships, because this is what language that we have here. Let's put this down here. So we got We got eye, right? We got right triangle for the eyes, right? We have a 3 with a I guess we can like an archy shape over it or a mushroom shape over the top, and then we have a D shape. As long as we understand these 4 things, remember in this order: brow, eye, nose, mouth. Okay, we're not gonna cover head shapes today, but if you want to cover those again, I do offer the one-on-one classes online, so you can check those out at rouserworld.com/classes. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that here. It's actually at the top of your screen, but I don't know if YouTube, Facebook has that information. So I'm just gonna go rouserworld.com/classes, and then you can book through our website there as well. Okay. All right. All right. Let me see here. So now let's play with this relationship. Let's go back to where we were. Okay. So watch. This is one relationship. This is another one, right? Let's take all of this out. Let's revert it back to its original, because we don't need that, right? Now watch what we can do. We can go eye, right? Because he's kind of ain't right. And we can go right triangle, right? We can go 3, right? We can go D. You see? I, right triangle, 3, D. See, I got everything in that box. So now all I got to do, and I got that, all I have to do now is figure out what this shape is. You see? Okay, so that might be another relationship we could use. Okay, see how fast the picture comes out when you think about it that way. It's super fast. This is really easy, guys. If you really think about it, it's not a hard concept to grasp. Okay. You want to do something a little bit more ridiculous, right? No problem. Let's turn it over, because we already know what we got. We got the 3 shapes. Let's do something like this with them. Let's say we go, let's do this right here. Watch this. Let's squish all these shapes together. Eye, right triangle, right triangle. Let's do this right here. 3. Let's go little mouth. Okay, and then let's squish everything together like this. Okay, so you see here, this is his little mouth. This is his beard shape. This is his little. Okay, and then I went bigger here, so I might do something like this and like this. Right, and then I can do like that. So that might be another way we could illustrate him, right? Okay. Okay. What if you can't see someone up close enough? What do you mean, Tammy? Can you clarify that for me? Like when you're drawing live? Oh, okay. All right. When you're drawing live. Okay. So if you're drawing live, right, that's really not that. It's still really the same concept, because actually when you can't see somebody up close, it gives you an advantage to draw them better. because you stop looking at the specifics of the face and you start seeing these shapes for real. So, let's actually, let me write those letters down on here. So discard. So I'm gonna put the letters here. Let me see. Okay, so we have I, right? So we got I, right triangle, 3, D. Okay, so those are the 4 shapes that we need to draw his face, and then obviously we need our head shape. And like I said, I can get into head shapes at another time, but I have staple head shapes that I go to. So I really just kind of look at the head like Mr. Potato Head at this point, and I already have shapes for every single last thing that I could possibly ever draw. So that's really the key to getting things down. So if somebody tell me to draw 5 people on this paper right here, there's no hesitation, there's no thought about it, because it's like, okay, this is what that looks like, this is what this looks like, this is what this looks like to me, right? And then and I just do it how I think it looks like. That's really what every caricature artist does. You think about it like a little world of your own, right? And in that particular world, you design your characters to look a certain way, kind of like if you think about the Minions, or you think about, you ever probably seen that cartoonist that does all his caricatures like the Simpsons, right? Well, you get what I'm saying? The sky is really kind of the limit. It's just that you have to design your shapes or your letters based around the Simpsons. Like me, these are Rouser World. So this is the way these people would look in Rouser World, not necessarily in your world. In your world, you might say, you know what, I would never do this or that, right? But for me, right, I understand. I like to use things that I can relate to draw things, and you have to use what you can relate to draw what you want to draw. That's really the whole object of this getting faster thing. You can draw something quicker that you're familiar with to something you're not familiar with. And so if you'll stop trying to be, if you stop trying to think about what the other person on the other side of the board wants to see versus what they're paying you for your interpretation of them. So, and that's just what it is. Literally, it is what it is. Hey, you want me to draw you like I see you? Okay. I might see this guy, okay, again, and I might say, you know what? What if I smush everything? Watch this. What if I smush every single thing together? Okay, and then I did like this. Okay. Now, that's literally, you see the shapes that I used again? I used the same exact shapes. I'm just expressing them differently every time. But this is like more like the expression. Everything in here is like kind of pushed in here like this, right? Here I kind of relax things a little bit more. So here he doesn't have all the expressiveness. You know what I'm saying? Here he looks the same. That could be him in a what's the word I'm looking for? In an alternate universe, right? This could definitely be him. And then here you can see we got him looking a little bit more Fat Albert-ish. You get what I mean? But over here he looks a little bit like that. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, this language thing is going to really help you out. When you loosen up and let it happen. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to, again, think about what the other person likes all the time. Let me save that one. Keep the current resolution. All right. And let's go to our next little drawing, right? Okay. So let me see here. All right. Also, guys, don't forget, if you're benefiting from this stream today, if you're on Facebook, you can do stars. Stars are awesome. Stars, right? And if you're on YouTube, of course, you can super chat, super sticker, anything like that. I'm sure you guys already know how to use it. Okay, let's go to our next phase. Okay, let's go to y'all want to draw Michael Jordan, right? This is MJ back in the day, right? What are MJ's shapes, right? Okay, so MJ, no problem. I don't care. See what'll happen a lot of times when you draw celebrities, you'll stop and think, I can't draw a celebrity because this way because somebody might not recognize them. They're no different. Their face is no different than nobody else's face. Okay, just because they're a celebrity don't mean nothing. Okay, they just mean they famous, right? So I see L's, right? I see I can use D, or I can use triangles here, either one. Then I see this shape here. I see a I see a let me see. What can I call that? You know what I'm gonna call it? I'm gonna call it a because I see two C's out here. Okay. Gosh, what does that look like? I'm gonna think of something interesting to call that. It looks like some kind of math symbol or something, like a. What can I call that? Oh, a worm? No, not a worm. That's not a worm. Let me see. Something funny. We'll call it a. Somebody got a name for this line right here. What can I call that line right there? Was that? Forget about the C's there, and what does that line look like to you? That line looks like a. You know what it does? It looks like a unibrow. You know, like if somebody was like this and they had some eyes underneath here, but they like Anthony Davis. You know how Anthony Davis eyebrows do like this, right? So that's what I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call it the unibrow. So we're gonna just call this the unibrow. Okay, and then we have a D shape, straight up D. Okay, so we got LD unibrow D. Okay, a wave, right? So let's see what we got. Watch. L D unibrow C and a D. Okay. Okay. So now it don't matter. From here, all we're doing is taking the shapes. How do I guess I could do that. And there you go. MJ, man. Right? Okay. There you go. So you got your L, you got your D. I could have made those D's a little bit bigger, but I still feel like that's a really good likeness to him. Okay. So it's real simple. Once you understand it, you just go with the basic overall shape of the head, and you just surround your head with that shape, right? So what other way could we draw Mike? I don't know. Let me see. Let's see here. What other way can we do? Michael Jordan was known for his. So what are our shapes again? We had L. We had D. We had unibrow C, right? And then we had D. Those are Michael Jordan's shapes, okay? So all we got to do again, no matter what, we can go L. We can go a pointy D, right? We can make this a big D, right? We do this right here, the wave, with a C, right? And then we just do the D shape, but we'll make this a little bit bigger. Okay? So now we can do like this. Okay? See? So now we can do like that. Right? And then we come down here. And we can see all of Michael Jordan's shapes coming to pass, right? Okay. So now we guys got a different version of Mike, a little bit more turned up, a little bit more animated, right? Right? But again, guys, the creativity comes from understanding your language of the face, right? You can do all kinds of stuff. It doesn't mean he has, especially when you're drawing live, you don't have to, when you're drawing from a photo, obviously the downside of that is that you're trying to replicate a photograph, right? But when you're not drawing from a photograph and you're drawing live, well, you get obviously the ability to be able to create different proportions and things with your language that you couldn't. So that this is really awesome. Let me actually I need to write these down here. How many did we do today? I'm gonna have to go back and watch my own video. Okay, wait, I got them right here. Okay, hold up. So we did okay. So let me write these down on my pad here. I got what was this one? It was IDJI. Okay, and then we had an LD. Okay, and then we're gonna put MJ next to that. This way we don't know that we already have the MJ formula. You get what I'm saying? Right? All right, and then we had this was a right triangle one. So let me see if I can fit it. I'll get this all organized here in a little bit. So we had I, right triangle for the I. You got an M with an arc, and then we have a D for the mouth shape. Okay. So that would be the formula for this guy's face. Okay, so once we can go back and we can draw this guy without even looking at him because we know what his formula is. Okay, all right. Let's see here. So let's go to our next person. Right, we did MJ. That was fun. Right. It looked like Mike after he just hit a 3-point shot on somebody. Right? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, Michael Jordan, man. Yeah. That's funny. All right, let me see. Let's go over here. I don't even know who is this. Who is this? Christopher Nolan. No, I took a picture of somebody the other day. Let's see what the language of his face is. Okay, so let's go ahead and outline the letters. Okay, so let's go here. Again, this is going to teach us how to get more accurate and more speed with our drawing by understanding language. Okay. All right. So we've gone through 3 faces already. If you're just getting to the stream, you don't know what the heck is going on, you can go back and watch this video again on Facebook. I'll have it posted there for about 30 days. On YouTube, it'll be posted in my live streams, but I'll probably chop it up into smaller pieces so that you guys can, digest it a little bit easier. Okay, so let me go here and look at these shapes. Now here, we see an L shape. So we have our L, right? We definitely here are going to have we can use a D shape here, or we can use triangles for this one. So D or triangle. And then we have our nose shape, right? Which is going to be our 3. Remember we have the 3 shape right there. Remember how we thought about the 3? So it's just a shallower version of the D, but then you have your D with your C over here, and then you have like a little circle in the middle of it. Okay, so you have a 3CO kind of a situation, and I'll show you how to work that out. And then down here, anytime you see a mouth like this, you're generally thinking about an I shape. Okay, so let's look at I like this. Okay, remember the letter I looks like this in real life, right? So let's write down the language of his face. L. Okay, then we have D or triangle. I just put the same thing here. And then we have our 3 shape, right? And then we have our C's on the outside with our O in the middle, okay? So this is the formula to draw his face. So when I get over here, actually these are kind of, I probably should have did that in red so you could see it a little bit better. So I'll do it like that. Okay, so L, D, M, or M, 3, and then I. Okay, so here we go. Watch this. So we got L, a thick L, right? Then we have our small triangles or D shapes. Then we have our 3 with a C and the O in the middle. Okay, and then we have our I, right? So once we have that, we just come back and we do like this here. Okay, and we add our middle piece to connect it all together. We can add lips here. We can add a lip here, right? And then we start adding in our shapes. He has a dimple chin. No problem. I got it. He has basically a hexagon face. So I'm not really going to do a lot of thinking. I'm just going to go with a hexagon. Okay. Then I'm going to come here, go across the top, come back down. And then you can see here all of his features coming over like this. Coming down, around, ear shapes, right? Ear shape. And then over here, you got another shape, right? You can add wrinkles and stuff in, and I'll show you all that stuff in another video, but we're just trying to show you that the language of the face makes it very easy for us to grab hold and to do anything we want with a cartoon in moments, okay? So you have to see the face again as something that you can relate to. This is going to build your speed up. You know what I mean? And let me just show you the power of this. Now that we understand this, right? This is just one version of him, right? Let's let me see. Let me write down the letters here. L, D, 3, O, C, and I. Okay. And the eye mouth is basically the mouth with this on the end. Now I did curve it because I'm just drawing an eye in the way I know that I'm drawing an eye, but I'm doing it from that's where I'm free to create. So let me show you how I work this out. Okay. Hey, Miss Ebony, how are you today? I didn't see you out there. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. All right. So let's say now that we understand that, right? Let's go back and erase all this. Let's just revert this to the original drawing. Okay. So we already understand what he looks like. Okay, so let's say we want to, now I know what I want to do. Let's say I want him to do like this. Let's say I want to make his eyebrows really big L's, right? As long as I'm understanding the relationship, really small triangles, right? Look at that M. Look at the 3 shape, okay? Or we can just go with a V here. Actually, I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna switch that little middle letter, and we're gonna go to a V, right, with an O over it, and C's on the outside. So it's gonna be a VOCC, okay? VOCC. So watch this. All we're gonna do is go VOCC, okay? Then we connect it. Now watch the eye. I can just make the eye go like this. I know I'm just bending an eye shape to make it. So you see how easy all of his features came to me like this, because I'm not thinking, again, what is it that I need to draw? I don't need to, I'm just looking at the relationships between the figures, the features, and then I'll go ahead and I'll do it. Now he actually has a small mouth. I did it that way, but I could go a little bit smaller with it, right? So here we go. Let's go a little smaller with it. Let's do like this. We just bend the eye shape like that. Okay. You see? So now it would be more of a smaller shape because he has small eyes. His nose is probably the most outstanding thing, but and then I just go ahead and surround it with a head shape. So again, this is the L. Now, anytime you see somebody with that nose, you're going to think, well, what did Rouser say? Rouser said VOCC. You're not thinking about nose. You're thinking, now I can do this, right? I can do this. I can make it like this, right? It doesn't matter how you express VOCC because either one of these would be a funny version of his nose. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so let me write that one down in my little booklet here. I don't know, who is this guy again? Christopher Nolan. Okay. So let's go. We have LD, VOCC, and I. Okay. All right, so again, guys, my name is Harry. I'm your caricature tour guide for today. And today we're talking about ways to make your caricatures more accurate to the person you're looking at, and also how to develop your speed. Okay, I was prompted to do this yesterday. I'm trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I have a student that took a class with me yesterday, and they were telling me they were having an issue with this, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go over some things with them before we go to the next class. I'm trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Kind of call myself making a video of this so that he could learn, but then you guys are getting to vicariously learn. But I do have the one-on-one classes. Again, if you guys decide that you'd like to take a class with me, I can teach you more in depth. I do have I have an alphabet for every single last scenario you could possibly find yourself in when you're drawing. And when you learn my scenario, when you learn my system, you will be good at drawing caricature. It's not like a if. Even if you don't know anything about caricature, I can take you and turn you into a caricature artist. And you can people will want to pay you to do it because they'll think you're doing something like over the top amazing, but really in your mind, you're just drawing letters and symbols. You know what I mean? So, yeah, definitely you guys check that out, get those classes. Also, if you guys are benefiting from the stream today and you want to tip, this is our Cash App. You can go to Cash App and tip us at $Rouserworld. Tips are appreciated. This is also our class link. You can go to rouserworld.com/classes, and there you can book a class. We have like a calendar, and they'll have spaces, like whatever spaces you see that are blocked out, those are already classes on those days. But you are more than welcome to pick any open day and take a one-on-one class with me if you wish. We are doing a special right now too when you go there, so you're going to get 3 classes. If you bundle and get 3 classes, then we give you a discount from normally. I think it's normally $45 a class, but I think if you get 3 classes, I want to say the classes are $10 cheaper per class if you get 3 at one time. So if you want to go over there and check that out, you guys can. Okay. So we have the 3 for 1. We got the 3 with the discount going on, right? Okay. So yeah, just go to our website, and the website will explain everything to you. But again, we're doing a 3-for-1. I see Mark, Jean has asked the class how much of the classes. So just go to the website. Again, here it is for you, and everything is going to be explained on the website for you. But again, right now you'll see the promotion that we're doing, where you're going to get 3 classes for, I think they're 35 a class versus the normal 45 a class. If you do, yeah, you can do weekly classes. Yes. I have a lot of students that take classes with me once a week. So it's really kind of however you want to do it. All right, now let's go to our next. What time we got here? I started at 11. Okay, so we right on time here. We right on time. All right, let's go to our next discard photo. Now I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna take you guys somewhere where some really good practice at. Okay. If you go over to, we're gonna go to the internet real quick. And we're gonna go to Earth's world. Earth's. Only thing you need to start a class when you first come is paper and pencil. The first day, I'm going to start you out with some basic things that you really only need: pencil, paper, marker, that kind of stuff. And then I usually use for my caricatures when I draw live. But I'm gonna if you have never drawn a caricature before, but you can start the first class. I usually recommend you just get these. They're easy to use, easy to find. So just get some Crayola, pencil, eraser. That's all you need. Okay. All right, now let's go here. We're gonna go to we're at Earth's world. Okay, so we're gonna find some photograph. We're gonna find a photograph here. Okay, so let's say we pick. Let's find some like kind of interesting looking here. I don't know. I did her face the other day. All right, so let's see this face right here. Okay. So she doesn't look very smiley in this picture, but this is like a picture. I like these pictures because they are people doing everyday things. They didn't pose for these pictures. You know what I mean? So this is like somebody getting their picture took, but they didn't know they was getting their picture took. So now they want it up on Earth's world, right? All right, so let's download this picture right here. Okay, so I'm gonna show you something real quick here. Let's open that up. And then we will go to gallery. Okay. And then we're going to go to right on our picture. Okay. And we're going to find the language of her face. Okay. Are you ready? All right. So, language of her face. I'm definitely, now with her eyebrows, I'm going to go with an L shape. Okay, so let me make these a little bit bigger. Okay, I could have went with a C possibly, but I think I'm going to go with I'm going to go with an L. Okay, so we got an L. I'm just going to write that over here. And then we're going to have a D shape. So D's are very powerful eye shapes, okay? So I'm going to go with actually a D, but I'm going to make a stem come off of the D. So I'm going to make a D like this. Okay? But I'm going to make a stem come off of the D. So it's going to look like actually like a P. So let's just call it a P shape. Can you see the P going this way, right? Okay. Oh, okay. I'll be glad to. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm sorry to hear that you hurt your back too with the chainsaw carving. Wow. Sorry about that, Mark. All right, now we're going to go here to our nose shape. So let's look at what her nose feels like overall. Forget that she has nostrils. I think that's a big problem with some characters. They look at the nostrils and they feel like, but I know she's at an angle where you can see the nostrils, but let's forget about those for right now. Look at the soft nature of her nose, looks like a bowling pin. So if I just drew a bowling pin, or maybe like a, what is that? What can we call it? We can just call it if I drew an hourglass, like one side of an hourglass. So let's just call it, a question mark. Let's say we drew that. Let's say that's a question mark, like a upside down question mark. Okay, let's call it a question mark because we don't know what it's called, right? And then, what kind of mouth shape do we see here? Well, this is a simple eye shape. Okay, remember the eye that we used before? Well, now the eye is just going down because generally eye shapes are going to be shapes where you're not going to see your teeth. So you can use an eye shape. So now that we have L, we have an I with this, right? So we have L, P, question mark, and an I. Okay. So let's go over here. And we have L, P. We have a question mark. And then we have an I. Okay. So when I go down here to draw her caricature, right? Watch what happens. Let's watch the translation. L, P, question mark, I. Her face is very simple, as a very simple, a simply built face. She has a, if you can see the points of her face, it looks like she has a shape like this, and then it kind of just goes up like this, and then it goes to the top, and then you can see all her hair and stuff out here. Okay. All right. So without even looking at her again, we can do all kinds of things with this. Now we can do the L and put a little thing on the end of the L, okay? Make it more like a Z shape. So we can even use Z right there. And then we can go P right here. P, right? Then we have question mark. Okay? And then we got I. Okay? Okay? You see? So that looks more like her expression here. But either one of these can be a cartoon of her. You get what I'm saying? So now you have this little shape here. We have the L, the P, question mark, I. Okay? So when I get to the nose, what I'm doing is I'm looking for something that fills in the shape, the space, like just similar to what's going on here. Now, if you want to add nostrils and stuff, then of course you can start with your 3 shape if you want, right? So let's go back here. Okay. And we can look at, we can put a 3 shape. So we can do like this. But with hers, notice that with her 3, it's going to be a big pause in the middle of the 3. So it's going to really take more on like an 8 shape. So if we act like we're drawing one side of an 8, right? Then you can put the nostrils, and then you can put your question mark. Okay? So you can do it like that too. Okay? I would draw the outside part of that nose still first. I don't know. I still would draw the question mark. And then I would come over here and I'd add the shape like that. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you? So we'll start with the question mark, And then we can come over here and draw our H shape. And then put the other side of it. So that could be another way that you could draw her nose, right? Tammy, why didn't you put her down? Well, I just didn't do it because it just sometimes it's unnecessary. It's really that as far as caricature is concerned, it's really unnecessary. What I could do in that instance is I could just do if I did this, right, I could just do this and just kind of, you know what I mean, make the bottom of the nose like that, like they do in cartoons. In cartoons, they don't put. Yes, sir. Is it raining? Oh, the mailman? Okay, close the door, son. I'm in a class. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, let me see here. Oh, by the way, guys, if you hear if my kids run in and they I don't have no I don't have a soundproof class door. Dad. Yes.
Fix it.
Fix what?
This.
What's the matter?
I want.
Oh, go tell mommy to recharge it. Say, mommy, I need to charge it. Close the door though. Tell mommy to charge it. All right. All right, let me see here. Okay, so I think what we got, 12:41. So is this? I hope that this helped you guys out today. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I did a couple of pictures for you. I showed you kind of how it worked. Remember to get your speed down, you want to use things that you can relate to be able to draw your picture. I've come up with a system to help to draw faces. If you want to take classes with me, you can. The purpose of this is really just my practice time to practice, how to do this a little bit better. So I like to practice with people. It always is fun when you're drawing with people, right? All right. So I think the next part of our class, guys, we're going to be getting here into our word of the day. So we're going to take a brief intermission. And then after we finish the intermission, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our word of the day. So just give me about 2 minutes here, guys. And then I'm going to come back and we'll go ahead and do our word of the day. All right. All right, Mark. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Looking forward to meeting you. Okay, give me just a sec here. All right, guys. So we are back and we are going into our word of the day. So I always want to pray before I get started. So just Father God, just thank you for another day. Thank you for health and strength. Thank you for my family, my children. Thank you for food. Thank you for a home to live in. We ask, that you bless this time so that not only I can learn from your word, but that those that have chosen to listen to your word today can also receive something from it. I ask, Father, that you remove from us any worldly wisdom. And by that, I know you know what I mean, but sometimes we don't want to listen because of what we feel like we know already or because we take it personally. So I'm asking, Father, that you take away from me anything that would make me take what you're going to say to me today personally or anyone here today. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so, man, I was tied between what I should talk about today. God was leading me in two different directions. This week, I was reading over the book of Ecclesiastes, and then in the scripture, it's a very thought-provoking book. And but in reading it, even though it said what it said, it gave me a great deal of peace, but it also clarified for me that without my relationship with God, that none of the stuff that I've acquired on earth means anything. It literally doesn't mean anything. Like, it's of no benefit to me. I can't take any of this with me when I leave. Everything that I'm stressing over, all the headaches behind things, all the deadlines I got to meet, all the people I got to please, right? None of it ultimately means anything if you don't do it for it. If things are not done for a purpose, your life is I'm gonna feel empty in my life if I don't have a purpose behind everything. And that purpose cannot be something of this world, because eventually that thing that I'm chasing is going to leave me. Everything on this earth is temporary. Like, my wife is temporary, my kids are temporary. So God has really been working with me to show me that these people in my life that he's blessed me to be a part of their life, I'm in their life for a reason. I'm talking to you today. I'm sharing this word with you for a reason. I'm here. I started this channel for a reason. It's not, and the reason is bigger than, I'm not going to just do it. You're not going to come here and see me just do anything for views. Maybe the old me would have done that, but I'm not. That guy is he doesn't exist anymore. And it's liberating that I don't have to chase these things anymore, because I do understand that boats and cars and more boats and more cars and more stuff. And when does it end? You know what I mean? And you wind up not ever really, enjoying your life, because you're just a prisoner to this stuff. And people that are that are not in the spirit, that don't know anything about this, they would argue that they are happy because look at what I got. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But a lot of times, we can't see what people live like behind the scenes. We look at TikTok and Facebook, and we look at all these different, lives that people try to portray. And, time after time, I found out, man, that what I thought I was looking at wasn't what I thought I was looking at. The other day, one of my favorite groups in the whole, when I was a kid coming up, was New Edition. And when I saw these guys, I was like, I want to be like them. I want to have a music contract. I want to go have all the women chasing me. I mean, man, what a life they must have, right? And then the other day, the Lord blessed me with an opportunity to see a documentary or video done by one of the members of the group, and this member was sharing about their the things that they had struggled with while they were in the group, the things that I didn't see about them. I only saw the music videos and the cars and all that, but I didn't see the drugs or the miserable person that they were when they were not up there on the stage. They literally, that became their reason to live. And then when that reason was gone, when they no longer were were up, because what goes up must come down, when they were no longer up, when they lost it all the fame and everything, what it had done to them, because that was this person's identity. I don't need to speak any names, but it just really solidified for me what I'm going to talk with you today about. So I'm going to share this devotional with you. If you guys are, I'm going to be reading this devotional it's partly scripture, but it's also this book I have. It's called The Pastor Is In. And this is a 30-day faith devotional inspired by Peanuts, written by Rigel Dawson, who is a minister, and it features the comic strips of Charles M. Schulz. Right. So in the beginning, it has like a little cartoon here, right? And it says, so this is Charlie Brown and Linus, and Linus says, "It happened, Charlie Brown. It happened just like I said it would." He says, "My blanket-hating grandma came today. She no sooner got in the house when she took my blanket away. She gave me $1 to make up for it, but I'm going to look awfully silly sucking my thumb and holding $1. And then he says, "Yes, I think you are." And then he says, "And I don't feel very secure either." All right. Then it says, "Cast just a glance at riches. Real security is in a rewarding relationship with the giver of every gift, not just in the gift itself." Okay. So let's go ahead and read the devotional. Just cast a glance at riches. Many of us fall into the trap of thinking that the more money we have, the better life will be. We buy the lie that it will soothe the stress in our marriages and homes. The kids' attitudes won't be so disgruntled. We could move to a better neighborhood, one without so much trouble and temptation. I would finally have the time to live my dreams and be freed to become the person I know I can be. Yeah, right. So if we stop right there for a minute, I can certainly relate to that. In the beginning of my marriage, me and my wife had a lot of problems because I thought like this. I was one of those men that thought that if I got rich, that would make our life better. That if I got rich, that even though I was, whatever I was doing to make money and how long I would stay away from home and all of that seemed to be justified to me. Whatever the ends justified the means, I got to do whatever I got to do to get to the financial status that I wanted to be at, because I felt like, again, that it would make my life so much easier. Then it says here the kids wouldn't be so disgruntled. We would move to a better neighborhood. All these things I thought. And then I would be free to live out my dream. Like I wouldn't have to worry about money the rest of my life. I could really focus on my big dream, right? But it says here money will never give you the true security. By its very nature, money is insecure. It says the wise man warns that riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. And yes, it does. How many times have we seen stories where, the guy hits the lottery, or they have their contract or the sports contract or whatever, and then, they lose it all overnight. And some of them didn't lose it overnight. I can remember one guy I used to follow way back in the when I used to watch, I still watch football. When he used to play for the Chargers, I think his name was Junior Seau. He had everything going for him. He was a good-looking guy. He had all the women. He had all the cars. He had the mansion. He had everything that you could possibly want. And he committed suicide. Then I look at Robin Williams. And the list just kind of goes on and on. I saw a young man that I used to really, really admire when I saw him play, because he would play with LeBron James. His name was, I think it was Delonte West. And to see his predicament now. Not saying he's chosen to be that, but what the point is that he had everything and now he has nothing. And now he's struggling just to, find his sanity to deal with his mental issues. There's so many things that can happen to us. Money, you can have all this money, right? People want to save it and stack it and stack it and stack it and just lose their mind behind it. And worry about it. But then tomorrow, after you done made all that money, you wind up meeting your fate in a car crash. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You just don't ever wake up. And your whole day before that, your last moment on earth, you spend away from loved ones, you spend away from everything, and you just chasing money. It's such a miserable way to live. It says, what does money do? Well, money attracts friends by the dozens who are more than happy to help you to put it to good use. So all these rotten people that don't even care nothing about you, that's what money brings. Really, once you have money, is a lot of, I've had friends that, that have been in those predicaments where they have money, and they said it was really a curse. It was really a curse to them because of the people that had brought it into their life that they would have never had access to had they not had money. I think about, when I think about that, I think about Kobe, right? Not to say, like I said, God, rest in peace, may he rest in peace. It's not about a personal attack of him, but I think he had so much money that he could buy a helicopter to take him to his practices. And then, how he passed away in the very helicopter that he had so much money to buy, and the pilot and everything. How many people could afford to do something like that? He could. But money brings situations into our life. Sometimes that could be, not safe for us. An emergency can exhaust abundant savings in a matter of weeks. I can remember moving here and having to go through some legal situations with one of my children to get, going through a custody situation and all this. So not only did I had a little savings at that time, And all of a sudden, in one whop, bam, whole savings was gone, and I found myself with my back against the wall. It says swindlers are always scheming and thieves are ever lying in wait. The other day, somebody called my brother and tried to get information about me, saying that that they were the police department and that they were looking for me and all kinds of stuff, right? And now my brother lives in a whole other state. My brother called me immediately to find out, well, why were the police looking for me? So I called the police department here to find out whether they were looking for me or not. Come to find out, it was a scam that has been going around because people are scamming people. That when you become rich, this is something else that you invite into your life. So just be prepared. If you really want that money, right? Be prepared for everything that's going to come with it. Investments go bad and economies can collapse overnight. That's why we are urged to show the wisdom of restraint and not to wear ourselves out to become rich with things that do not last. That's the whole point of this thing, this whole devotional, that no longer do I wake up in the morning and think, what kind of video should I post today? How can I get this video today? I don't go to work as a caricaturist and think, who am I going to draw today? Oh my goodness, if I don't make money today, right, then what's going to happen and all those things. Because the scripture says that these things dominate the thoughts of unbelievers. When you don't believe that you have real purpose in your life and that your purpose is like some kind of momentary thing, like you don't have no long-term purpose in your life, then you'll be worried about things like this. You'll worry, your life will be constantly based upon things that don't last, and therefore you're going to always be looking for the new thing, because what you're chasing is eventually, when you get there, you'll find out that it really wasn't what you thought it was. It's just like I did with New Edition. Like I did with wanting to be famous and in singing groups and all that stuff when I was a kid. I wanted to be famous, and now I'm finding out what fame has got a lot of people. Life in prison right now. Not saying any names, but I'm just saying. What we need to do is to live beyond our means. It says, no, I'm not suggesting that we all go crazy with credit and dig a hole of debt. I'm saying that we should live above mere material things and learn to stop looking to stuff for a sense of security it can never supply. No matter how much you get, you'll never feel safe. In fact, it'll make you more anxious, because the more you buy, the more you got to keep the more things you acquire, the more you got to keep up with those things. Real security is in a rewarding relationship with the giver of every gift, not the gift itself. It is having hope that no one can heist, finding peace that can't be plucked from your grasp, and gaining a sense of satisfaction that circumstances can't snatch away. And that is something that I can definitely relate to, because that's how I feel. I remember how I used to feel, like I was always behind and I was just always chasing something, and then as I began to strengthen my relationship with God, I started getting a lot of "what are you chasing" questions in my head. Like, what exactly are you chasing? In the Bible, it says we ought to spend more time at funerals than at parties, because funerals have a refining effect on the soul. When you look at that person in that box on that urn, just think you're going to be in that box one day too. Somebody going to be looking at you in that box. It might be 50 years from now. It might be 60 seconds from now. You don't know. But there's a refreshment knowing that that's not the end for me. Because just like my life was given to me, right? I have a relationship with the giver of my life. So that means that I know he can always give me more life, right? He can always replace what I have lost. He can bring greater things to strive for and those things into my life. That's an awesome relationship to have. It says in the end here to take a few minutes of meditation to carefully examine your relationship with money. Be honest with yourself. Is your desire for material things forcing you to forfeit time with loved ones? Are you falling behind spiritually in order to get ahead materially? Are you losing touch with people? You only care about you. And what you can get. We can tell those that are like this by the fruit. It just brought to mind or brought to my memory videos I've seen or pictures I've seen of people that take pictures with money instead of taking pictures with people. Think about that for a sec. Every picture I see this person in, these people that I keep, that is taking pictures with money. They don't care nothing about people. I'd rather take pictures with people. I'd rather have a picture with somebody I love than sit there and take pictures with some money. Has your love for money become the root of some evil in your life? You got so much money that now you doing some real crazy stuff, some stuff you never would have thought to do before, but now you got access to it because you got that money. And now you out there and you hanging out with a bunch of other people that's telling you what you're doing is right, but you know it's wrong, what you're doing. And the only reason, again, that you have access to that situation is because the money. You see, the devil can bless you with money too. That's how he kill you, because he know money don't mean nothing either. All I got to do is give you some money to make you kill yourself. I'll be right back. In the end, it says, pray to be purged of the spirit of materialism and to renew your mindset on money. Recommit yourself to seeking true security in the things that no moth can destroy and no rust can corrupt and no thief can steal. That's our word of the day. As I read that, the reality is that most of us that are listening will never be rich. We'll dream about it. It's almost like this carrot that's dangled over our head, and we're trying to jump up there and reach it, right? But the person holding the carrot put it just high enough so we'll never get it. But nevertheless, we'll keep jumping at it. We'll keep buying that lottery ticket. Thinking that lottery ticket is going to save your life. But what the chase is doing, the more you jump, the more you run up behind that carrot, the more energy you exhaust. You killing yourself slowly every day. Can't get no peace, can't get no sleep, can't get no nothing. And by the time you look at it, you an old man, old woman, and you sitting there talking about and still some of us old, and we still talk about some kind of business we're going to start. Some kind of thing we're going to get. I'm going to get money one day. And some of us go and we miss, and that's what the enemy do. And then now you got to stand before God. He going to ask you, what are you going to do with all the things I blessed you with? And you're going to say, I used every last resource that I had to go get some money. I was trying to start this business. I was trying to do this. And you just never took time to invest in or sow into anyone's life. The places you've gone, the people that you've hurt, the things that you've done just to get some money. And you still ain't got none. When I was incarcerated, there were young men, 20 years old, 18 years old, 50 years, 60 years. One young fella I met, 3 life sentences over a $20 robbery. 3 life sentences. Trying to get money. Man. That's just what it made me think about. But anyway, that's our word of the day. Cast a glance at those riches. Don't let your life be based upon, don't get fooled to chase that carrot for the rest of your life and miss out on life. That's what the word is trying to tell us today. So I want to thank you guys for coming out to the stream. I appreciate you coming. If you did tip, I appreciate you tipping. If you did not, I still appreciate you. That's okay with me. As long as I was able to sow into your life today, that's the major thing. I was able to sow something into you so that you can think about, where you're at in your relationship with materials and things of the world. As well as you got a cool art lesson along with it, right? So anyway, guys, God bless you. You have an awesome evening. And I'll be streaming again on Saturday, 9:30 a.m. You guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time.